what I did is got in my patrol car, got out, started talking to some of the females, asking them what they would like to see. If if you had to go to summer camp for a week, what would you want to do?
There was nothing that specifically concentrated on these young women.
I just felt it was absolutely necessary to do something for girls.
And not just relationship building with law enforcement, but with other young ladies who come from different, diverse backgrounds to share insight with one another.
First thing is they understand sisterhood, that we need each other to be successful. That they feel good about who they are, and that it changes their life for a lifetime.
They were skeptical at first of, okay, why is a police officer coming out in a car and asking me what I want to do for a summer and if I want to spend a week? And I was just like, okay, I understand. But the first year, it was just figuring it all out. So it's not only myself and Miss Donna, Sergeant Holmes, Sergeant Faust, who else? There were plenty of people helping, but it wasn't only us, it was the girls. It was our pioneer first year girls who helped set the tone, who kept us going.
I was one of the first girls to be in girls camp. I'm thankful to Officer Lundy for actually reaching out to me as I was a part of the Explorer Post, and I had just finished completing the first ever Explorer Post 9/11. And little did I know it would be prevalent 10 years later.
It's not something that is talked about. How the young ladies have and do feel a great respect for the police department, and how the police department kind of embraces them and takes care of them. And it's a great way for the young ladies to see a different image of the police department.
Where they had the opportunity to come out and shop for some attire that's going to assist them in moving into the next portion of their life. We're overly excited to have all the Raleigh Police Department personnel here from different divisions assisting with the shopping with the young lady.
We took the girls shopping at Kohl's, talked to them, and like, hey, this is what we're doing. How can we help? Great, since you mentioned that, is there a discount that we can have?
Someone, a female officer or a female personnel will be partnered up with each and every one of you ladies as your personal shopper. If you go to the dressing room and you need a smaller size, they'll help you. If you need shoes, a black pair of shoes to match with your outfit, they'll help you. You will be getting $100 each from the Raleigh Police Department. That's $100.
Meeting new people and new opportunities. Got to visit a lot of colleges that opened up our eyes to the future, like realizing that it's so close. They gave us perspective and of being a woman, especially in certain fields.
See how the end of this is underneath that?
I have a question.
When you give them that opportunity to work with some professionals in those math and science and engineering, an area that has not always been as open for women in those career fields. We have been able to do a lot of things with these young ladies that we wouldn't be able to do without the partnerships.
So every person and every partnership that I told the story to and what I had a vision about and what these girls wanted, they were so willing to help. And it was amazing to see not only the community, businesses, and just everybody wanting to help and believed in what we were trying to do.
After talking to Ms. Corbett, and she had us do an exercise called what are your 5-year goals? Well, little did I know my high school goal would come true. For 5 years it came true, but I didn't realize I wanted to graduate college. And here I am 7 years later, now 10 years, I've graduated college. I had real low self-esteem. It definitely changed it.
My favorite part, hanging with these girls, because this is actually an everlasting relationship that us as officers have with the girls. So it's definitely one of my favorite parts. And look at this. In the beginning of camp, we didn't have smiles because they thought they were hanging out with the po-po. So now everybody's smiling. So this is the best part about it.
Yeah. We love Miss Officer Deva and Tony. I love Tony. We love all Officer Tony. I love you. There she is.
kept pushing us to like be leaders, and you kept showing us what a strong woman is like. You are the leader that we all needed. So I want to thank you once again for helping us get to the women we need to be.
Every year I get sad when it's over because you see them grow from the very first day to that graduation ceremony, and it is so touching to see how much they've embraced and how much they've grown. I think that's probably my biggest takeaway. And then when I'm somewhere, because it's 10 years and now I might have a girl, I was charm school at that time, but now girls camp, and she's 25 years old. And I see her somewhere just screaming, Miss Donna, let me tell you what I'm doing. Let me tell you that I decided to start my own company because of Girls Camp. I decided to not be in a gang because of Girls Camp. I decided to go to college because of Girls Camp. So that nugget that we thought that nobody even noticed, they have taken that and did something with it. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway for me, is when I see them and they've grown. And I think it might have a little bit to do with that. I'm really blessed.
To have the privilege and the honor to see how this has grown took courage back then. To step out of our traditional programs that involved the youth, which were primarily sports related, and to recognize that while there may be a young lady that wants to play football and she's welcome, or basketball or baseball, and they're welcome, there was nothing that specifically concentrated on that young girl. And so I think it took some courage to step out of that traditional box, to go to that chief at that time to say, can we try something a little different? And not really knowing what was around the corner. But we're 10 years around that corner and on our way to a whole new territory. So I'd high five Cassandra Deck Brown and Stacey Lundy at the time for stepping out and being courageous. And that is what we are trying so hard to embody in the values of our young people here, is to be courageous and stepping out of that box.
I realized that happiness from charm school comes from within. No one can affect your happiness but you. And once you find happiness within yourself, it's going to be a lot easier to be happy with somebody else.
One of the greatest things that I received from the girls was a card, which you can tell I still have. It's 10 years old, and it's even turning yellow at this point, but I cherish this forever. They wrote the definition of strong. By definition means courageous, able to bear baggage and weight. And then they wrote something about me, Officer Lundy. This person is an amazing woman, a blessing to life. This person is assertive when she needs to be, but kind and gracious when her uniform off. For the girls to actually feel that way about me, it will always resonate in my heart.